What is up, and welcome back to my channel. I am your boy the Koi, here with a video that took quite a while to actually get up and loaded. So I'll just start. If you don't know who I am, my name is Koi Boy. I am a artist on YouTube and Twitch. I do mostly paintings and occasionally some plain sketches. Formerly AM artist, but needed a little bit of a change, so I went with a koi fish. So in this video, it is a time lapse of me doing a painting. The painting was inspired by a Twitch streamer that I recently started watching. His name is Space Lord Foxy. I will link his Twitch in the description below so you can go check him out. He's a really cool streamer, and I've really enjoyed watching his videos. And recently, he inspired me to get back into doing art. So, I'm back at it. Hopefully, this means that there will be a lot more uploads to my channel. If nothing else, there will be more time-lapse videos of painting, seeing as I honestly think that they're my best videos. There probably won't be as many tutorials as I used to do, but that's okay. Maybe one or two here and there. Anyway, this painting is a little piece, as I said, inspired by the streamer Space Lord Foxy. I started watching his streams maybe like 2-3 weeks before I did this painting, and he honestly is an awesome streamer. But around Father's Day, I did a painting that I was going to give to my dad because, well, I wanted to. And I had mentioned to Foxy in his Twitch chat that I was going to be painting, so I wasn't going to be active in chat. And he asked to see the painting when it was done. And, well, being me, I sent the painting in his Discord server. And he loved it. And he said that he would buy a painting from me if given the chance. So my first thought was, what could I paint for Foxy that he could use as like decoration, or that would be a good painting for him? And so he had this piece of art. So I took inspiration quite literally from his username, Space Lord Foxy. And essentially what this painting is just a fox in space. It took a while to find a reference photo to make it look realistic, a fox floating in space. But once I found it, I thought it was absolutely perfect. And I am sorry about the lines on the video. Apparently my camera is not a fan of LEDs, but I needed the lights on so that I could see the outline of the fox. So I started with just putting the space background, just plain black void. And I wanted to do that before I got into the fox. That way, if there was any overlap anywhere where the black got on the line art, it wouldn't cover up anything that I'd already done, and that I could hopefully mask that little indent with the fur. Of course, this took, I believe, hour maybe. to fully paint. I did do the line art and the sketching before I started filming, just because it takes so much time to just sketch the image on the canvas beforehand. And I didn't want to have that as part of the video. I thought that it would be a little, what's the word? um Boring just to see me sketch it, especially since I have to do the sketch in a really light color. That way it doesn't show through the paint. So if you're new to the channel, welcome. Like I said earlier, I'm Koi Boy Fish. If you're here, hopefully it's because you want to see my art, or maybe you just stumbled across my channel. If you like this video so far, you could always hit the like button. Lets me know that the people watching it enjoy it. And if you have any feedback, any comments, there's a comment section for a reason. Just please keep it appropriate and, nice. I'm not a professional artist, but at the same time, my art is very important to me. And I know that it can improve, but I don't need someone to tell me how to do that, in a not nice way. If you have like a suggestion, like I should use different technique for painting a background, then please, tell me in the comments, but don't be rude about it. So there's a little lull in the painting here, and it's mostly because I only had black on my palette when I went to do the painting. Like when I first started, I only had the black on there. So I had to put all the colors out after I had finished the background. And I will just say this now, the fox does look a little derpy. he, he, he's a little derpy. But, I mean, he's cute. And yes, the fox is wearing an astronaut helmet. Part of the inspiration for the painting came from Foxy's Twitch emotes, which one of them is a fox in a space helmet. And, space fox, throw a wiggly fox in an astronaut helmet into a void and see how that looks. But it did take a while. I mean, you have to mix the colors, you have to make sure that everything looks right. I was going off of a base image, so I was trying to pull color from that, but also keep in mind the pattern and fur colors in the emotes and in Foxy's content creator persona artwork. It did take quite a bit of mixing and experimenting to get everything just the way I wanted it, especially the orange, because I didn't want the orange to be like a comical, like bright orange color, because foxes aren't that bright, comical, colorful orange. It's like an orange brown, and you have to mix and you have to experiment. And, I would just have to work with it. I did have like a brown on my palette so that I could mix it. I mixed in grays, I mixed in whites. And I know it looks really orange from certain angles, especially the angle that the camera was filming from, but it does have a bit more of a brown tint to it, and it's not just straight orange. Of course, you have to do shadows through the colors. You have to make the colors darker or you have to make them lighter to give depth, to make it, you know, make that limb there pop. Which, honestly, it took me a bit to get everything right. And as you can see, it was very difficult to try and get those different colors. But I think he turned out really good. I think Lord Foxy here turned out really good. I actually struggled with what I should name the piece because at first I wanted to, you know, give it some cool name that wasn't necessarily just straight Space Lord Foxy. Um, and for some reason, the word foxtrot came to mind. So I was thinking, well, I could use that, what's it called? Military use it a lot when you're trying to tell someone like a letter, but you don't want to say that letter. Like to help people know what word you're spelling out. So in that code, I guess, F is Foxtrot. So I was thinking, well, I could do, SLF for Space Lord Foxy. But I thought that that was a little out there. So I ended up settling on a name, and I didn't really tell anyone when I did it. But the name that I ended up settling for was Foxtrot to Houston, which I think it's kind of funny. And I would get if people didn't quite get it as much as I did, seeing as I'm the artist that made the piece. But I got the fur done. And for the paws, it's like it's not quite black, but it's not quite a gray color. It's actually, the paint was called ivory black. That's what I used for the fox's paws and the nose. Um it's it's almost like it's got a gray color to it, like it doesn't dry, like when you know do a brush stroke of it, it doesn't come out like in a dark black. It comes out kind of like it's almost see-through. um and the last thing that I had to do was the helmet. I had focused so much on the background and then the actual fur, I almost forgot about the helmet. Um, so I just took some iridescent white and then some normal white to do the base of the helmet, and then the white part that you see like around the top. Took some white and gray to make that mic thing that hangs off the side. And for the inside, where the fox's head actually is, I went with that same ivory black. Just, it's not as black as the void in which the fox is floating in, but it is much darker than the fox himself. So, just had to go around the edge, trying to be careful of the fur, make sure I wasn't covering anything up. Touched up the mouth, which honestly is probably why it looks as derpy as it does. And then I went in with some details on the helmet, including, which this is probably my favorite little touch, I wrote Space Lord Foxy on the top of the helmet the way that, you know, astronauts and uh, pilots have like their code name written on their helmets. And then, as the finishing little touch, I went in with the iridescent white that I used on the helmet to do some stars. Just because even if you're floating in the void, there's always that little bit of light somewhere out there. And of course, my signature down in the bottom, my traditional AM, the A, which I've always done a little star. I thought it was a cute little thing. Anyway, that is Foxtrot to Houston. I really hope you enjoyed watching me paint this. I know that the lighting was a little weird the whole time, and you can see the brush strokes. Um, but I really hope you like this. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like and comment what you want to see painted next. Yeah. Bye.